distinguished guests and members of the media, I extend a very warm welcome to this historic occasion of the specialized proton therapy training program hosted by the Appolo Proton Cancer Center. I am Dr. Srinivas Chilukuri, Professor and Senior Consultant in the Department of Radiation Oncology, and it's truly an honor to serve as the Master of Ceremonies in this momentous event. Today signifies a significant milestone in the realm of global healthcare as Appolo Proton Cancer Center paves the way for collaborative cancer treatment on an international scale. We are privileged to have in our midst the chief guest of the event, His Excellency Ambassador Didier van der Hassel, Ambassador of Belgium to India, and several other distinguished dignitaries, including Mr. Dadam Hidayat, Minister Councillor from the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia, New Delhi, and Mr. Bashir Ahmed, Deputy Chief of Mission representing the Indian Ambassador in Indonesia. Along with him, we are also joined by Mr. N. Ashok Kumar, Advisor Industry and Engineering, who hails from Indian Embassy in Belgium. All three of these dignitaries have joined virtually with us. Welcome all, gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us. And a very warm welcome to all of you who are physically present here. Your esteemed presence underscores the importance of the collaborative efforts we are celebrating today. Without further ado, let us commence the program, and I kindly request our esteemed dignitaries to join us in lighting the lamp, symbolizing the illumination of knowledge, expertise in cancer care. May I invite His Excellency Ambassador Didier and Ms. Preeta Reddy, our Vice Chairperson, Mr. Dinesh Madhavan, Dr. Rakesh Jalali, and Claude. Yes, please. Please. Ambassador and other dignitaries to come on to the dais, please. I request His Excellency Ambassador Didier, Mr. Claude Dupont, Ms. Preeta Reddy, Mr. Arshad Reddy, Dinesh Madhavan, Rakesh Jalali, Claude Dupont, please come and have your seat. Ladies and gentlemen, today we celebrate a monumental milestone as India hosts specialized proton beam therapy training for oncologists from the ASEAN region, which is Association of Southeast Asian Nations. reaffirming our commitment to global healthcare advancement. As the first center to extend this particular niche PBT expertise training internationally, we stand proud, solidifying our position as leaders in cancer treatment and education. With precision and effectiveness, proton beam therapy offers hope to millions, and together we pave the way for a brighter and healthier future for all our patients. Now, we shall honor His Excellency Ambassador Didier for his invaluable contribution to our cause. I would like to call upon Mr. Karan Puri, the Chief Operating Officer of Appolo Proton Cancer Center, to come onto the stage and felicitate him. Please join us in recognizing and celebrating his remarkable commitment in advancing global health. Now I call upon Dr. Uday Krishna, Senior Consultant, Radiation Oncology, to felicitate our other guest and our partner, Mr. Claude Dupont, the Director of Proton Therapy Sales from IBA. Thank you, Claude, for strengthening our partnership from the beginning. I think it's now time to delve into the heart of this collaboration between Appolo Proton Cancer Center and IBA in bringing you this special partnership and special education and training initiative. And who better than Dr. Jalali, our Medical Director and Head Department of Radiation Oncology at APCC and a world-renowned neuro-oncologist, to brief us about this collaboration and share his insights on this effort.
Thank you, Dr. TamilViez. His Excellency, the Ambassador of Belgium to India, Mr. Didier Hasselroth, Ms. Preeta Reddy, Executive Vice Chairperson of Appolo Group of Hospitals, Mr. Dinesh Madhavan, President Oncology and International Appolo Hospitals, Mr. Harshad Reddy, President Director of the Group Appolo Oncology and International, Claude Dupont, my old friend, the Director of Sales in IBA, senior consultants, ladies and gentlemen, members of media. It is truly a delight and a momentous occasion for the country, I would say, and also, of course, Appolo Hospitals, that we have a great opportunity and moment to celebrate the training program of Appolo Proton Cancer Center to impart for this very sophisticated technology of proton to our colleagues throughout the world. As many of you know, the proton cancer started 5 years ago, and proton is one of the most sophisticated form of radiation technology and emerging modality of cancer treatment, which not only improves the cures of many difficult cancer sites, but also continues to sustain and improve their quality of cure and quality of survivorship. Now, 3 or 4 things happened for the training program, how it actually developed for a period of time. Number 1, being the first proton cancer facility in India, South Asia and Middle East. So, and there was nothing from the Atomic Energy Regulatory Board, so we were extremely careful and conscious to record the data very meticulously. A tremendous effort from Dr. Dayanand Sharma physics team, who actually was instrumental in setting up the machine from commissioning, but also collecting the dosimetry data very carefully. And I'm grateful, round of applause for the physics. But also the clinical teams, not only from the radiation oncology, but also our fellow colleagues from surgeons, medical oncologists, not only in Appolo Proton Cancer Center, other Appolo hospitals around the country, but also our national and international colleagues who trusted their faith and confidence and patience themselves that we could record the data very meticulously, and that was a very conscious effort that we do it very nicely. The second part was that we were also cognizant of the fact that since it is the first technology, it's very high-tech technology with a lot of great investment both in the infrastructure but also the human resource, that how important it is to critically review ourselves. So there is a constant peer review audit process which happens 24/7 in this center, which makes us realize what are the potential benefits. That's why we attract now close to 1,400 proton patients that we have treated over the last 5 years. And also we have had a very strong academic, vibrant culture in the academic scenario such that we could tell and present our data in international forums as well as publications. The third aspect has been the need for training. So we were very conscious of starting an Appolo Proton Practicum even when we were 2 years old, and that has now made into an international go-to or looked forward to event, and 3 years of Proton Practicums where we teach both physically and virtually a lot of people around the world about the nuances of proton therapy. And in this regard, we are extremely grateful to Appolo and the IBA that they gave us the infrastructure and the platform. And we were also delighted that the IBA recognized APCC in their campus award. They give it once in 2 years about the best center which gives the maximum amount of training. In 2022, it came to the Appolo Proton Cancer Center in Belgium. So amalgamating to that and also the renewed and growing interest in the region, we are extremely grateful to IBA that they chose us to be the training site. We are extremely grateful also to our friends from Vietnam who are out there in the audience in the 2 batches last week and this week, who owes their trust and faith in us to get the training, and also from Indonesia. And this will be the second stone for other centers, other training programs to follow. So this is the background that I think to our second or third center from IBA internationally after University of Pennsylvania. And not only we signed the MOU last year, but within 6 months we are actually making the MOU in fruition. And this is a testimony today that we chose this moment to train. And I'm extremely grateful to His Excellency to come down to this momentous occasion and to be physically present with us to celebrate the joy and the collaborative spirit with which the training has happened. Finally, I'd like to thank all of you who have consistently, especially the members of media, have always helped Appolo and Appolo Proton Cancer Center to spread this information to the patient and needy families so that we can make their lives better, as has been the motto of Appolo. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Jalali, for your comprehensive insights and commitment to advancing cancer care. May I now request Mr. Harshad Reddy, Director, Group Oncology and International at Appolo Hospitals, who has been our pillar of support right from the day of inception, right from the day when this was not a hospital but a construction site, and to today when we are thriving with whatever we are achieving today. So he's been a pillar of support since then, and we are here to hear from him the motivation behind bringing this technology to India.
Thank you, Dr. Srinivas, for that gracious introduction. Appreciate it very much. Good afternoon, everybody. Dignitaries from around the world, Team IBA, members of my Appolo Proton Cancer Center family, friends from the media who have always supported us. Today marks a significant milestone. As the Director of Oncology, I find myself reflecting on the journey that led to the establishment of our hospital. It was the foresight and determination of Dr. Pratap Reddy, our esteemed founder chairman, who recognized that proton therapy would be a transformative force in cancer treatment in the region and to serve billions. He was adamant that we introduce proton therapy to our region, recognizing its potential as the new standard in cancer care. Dr. Reddy has been a visionary who knows no bounds. His philosophy was simple. If a global treatment could save a life here at Appolo, he would ensure we did whatever it took to make it available. This institution stands as a testament to his vision, perseverance, and boundless passion for patient care. Inspired by his vision, the journey to this pivotal day has been marked by countless sacrifices, formidable challenges, and unwavering dedication from many stakeholders. Though time constraints prevent me from naming everyone, it's imperative to express my gratitude to each contributor. Thank you. The Appolo Proton Cancer Center had embarked on its mission in 2019 and has since quickly gained international acclaim as a pioneer in advanced cancer treatment and collaborative innovation. As the first of its kind in Southeast Asia and the Middle East, APCC has led a significant shift in cancer care, introducing proton beam therapy to and impacted over 1,400 patients from more than 147 countries, something that we're immensely proud of. Nevertheless, our ambition stretches far beyond treatment. In a groundbreaking partnership with IBA, our initiative to host Southeast Asia's first specialized proton beam therapy training program for international oncologists exemplifies our commitment to spreading hope and expertise across borders. This collaboration with IBA underlines our mutual dedication to making advanced treatments accessible and promoting exchange of knowledge worldwide. And this would not have been possible with the dedication by all at IBA. A big hand for IBA. As a family, we're also profoundly grateful for the acknowledgement and support from esteemed individuals like Mr. Didier van der Hossel, Ambassador of Belgium to India. Thank you, sir. Put succinctly, the APCC and IBA partnership transcends technological progress. It embodies the essence of teamwork, innovation, and a shared mission in combating cancer. At this juncture, as we stand on the threshold of new possibilities, let us carry forward the legacy of innovation, collaboration, and compassion that defines us. Thank you to each and every one of you for your part in this remarkable journey. Together, we're not merely advancing healthcare, we are weaving a legacy of hope, healing, and humanity. Thank you.
Thank you so much for shedding light on this pioneering development in cancer treatment. May I now invite Mr. Claude Dupont, our old friend and a partner, who will take the stage to discuss the significance of this partnership and training in shaping the future of the cancer care on a global scale.
Thank you very much, Dr. Srinivas. Your Excellency, Mr. Van der Hasselt, Ambassador of Belgium in India, Mrs. Rita Reddy, Executive Vice Chairperson, AHDL, Mr. Dinesh Madhavan, Mr. Arshad Reddy, Dr. Jalali, and all APCC partners. Today, we gather here to celebrate a significant milestone in the field of cancer treatment and medical education. It's with great pride and excitement that we announce the successful completion of the first group of trainees from the Appolo IBA Proton Training Collaboration, a groundbreaking initiative delivered by the Appolo Proton Cancer Center in collaboration with IBA, the leading proton therapy manufacturer. This partnership with Appolo marks a major step forward in advancing cancer care and education globally. By establishing this collaboration, we have created a platform for knowledge exchange and hands-on training in proton therapy, a cutting-edge form of cancer treatment that offers precision and effectiveness like never before. The inaugural team of 15 trainees included medical experts coming from 4 prestigious institutions across Vietnam: H108, K Hospital, Hue Hospital, and Cho Rei Hospital, joined by the expert of the Darmesh National Cancer Center in Jakarta, Indonesia. These trainees, comprised of radiation oncologists, medical physicists, and radiation therapists, have undergone rigorous training under the guidance of the medical expert team here at APCC. Through this initiative, we not only introducing proton therapy to healthcare professionals, but also fostering collaboration and knowledge sharing across borders. This is a testament to our commitment to advancing cancer care and improving patient outcomes worldwide. The dedication, the effort of each of the trainees and commitment to learning represent a significant contribution to the future of cancer treatment. We are immensely proud to have been part of your journey. In closing, I would like to express my gratitude to all the members of the APCC staff who have made this initiative possible under the guidance of Dr. Rakesh Jalali. Together, we are shaping the future of cancer care, one trainee at a time. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup, Claude, for your valuable remarks and dedication to collaborative endeavors in cancer care. Thank you very much to all the 15 attendees. We are going to conclude the program tomorrow on Friday. And now I invite Mr. Dinesh Madhavan, President of Group Oncology and International at Appolo Hospital Enterprise Limited, who has been extremely passionate about importance of training and education apart from many other things he handles. He has been extremely vocal about it, and he is instrumental in bringing this partnership together. And may we request him to enlighten us on the Appolo's future plans regarding proton training.
Thanks, Srinivas, and thanks for the generous introduction. Your Excellency, the Ambassador of Belgium, Ms. Preeta Reddy, the Vice Chairperson of Appolo, Dr. Rakesh Jalali, the Medical Director at APCC, Claude, a good friend, and somebody who is persistently pushing us for training from IBA, Arshad Reddy, Director of Operations. The embassies are joined virtually IBA at this very center. But it also, in tandem, did something else. It made people who are in developing countries to think beyond their current capabilities and made teams in Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, Singapore, Philippines, Kazakhstan, Slovenia, Uzbekistan, you can name a few more countries, to start looking at particle beam therapy as a reality. And if India can do it, why can't we? And this led us to actually a visit to Vietnam and Indonesia. We had 2 different delegations who visited us earlier. Me and my team made a visit to understand what it takes for us to impart at a global scale a training program and improve the access to care. That's the culmination. Today we see teams from Vietnam and Indonesia who have actually visited us. Some of them in the audience, I see them post my visits in the countries and they visit to us. But what it actually finally unlocks and does is to bring the benefits of precision therapy beyond boundaries that currently it's limited to create seamlessly an access to care in each one of the countries that they're present. We're fortunate to have had the experience thanks to our beloved chairman who thought beyond the time that people are thinking on particle beam therapy and said, if it's not Appolo, who else? And blessed us with this project, which today has given an access to close to 1,400 patients who otherwise would have probably been not benefited by this therapy and its outcomes. We, in the future of our training programs, plan to impart training to countries which have currently entered into agreements with us. Post the training with Indonesia and Vietnam, we'll have the IBA campus program, seeing us co-partner, as Claude rightly said, one at a time, future training programs which will ensure three things. One, a collaborative approach by people from India, the clinical and the technical team, with clinicians and technicians from those countries. And second, to ensure that we help them to actually set up the proton therapy centers there. Third, under the Appolo Oncology Alliance, till the time it becomes a reality, people can participate and collaborate with us to get those treatments. I'm aware that Indonesia has already got a proton therapy center getting installed at the military hospital. I congratulate you all for the project, and I'm sure Vietnam, with the political will and the government's approval that says that they're going to set up a proton beam therapy very soon. To every participant who took our time to be with us, who trusted us and who went through the journey, congratulations on your certification, and I'm sure that you'll pass on the good word to have more countries to come forward and participate and learn from this IBA campus program. And to just sum it up, the brilliant work done by the clinical team and the physics team and the technologists at APCC make sure this is possible. More to come in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Madhavan, for sharing your vision and leadership in advancing cancer treatment methodologies and training initiatives. We are also honored to have our very own Ms. Preeta Reddy, the Executive Vice Chairperson of Appolo Hospital Enterprise Limited, who has been our role model, who has literally handheld this institute to the path of glory, who has been present at this center week after week and had been a guiding force behind everything we do and achieve at APCC, to say a few words and shed light on India's role as a global destination for academia and training in the field of healthcare.
Namaste, Your Excellency, the Ambassador of Belgium to India, the representatives and minister from Indonesia, and the ambassador, Indian ambassador in Indonesia who signed in, and for members from Vietnam. Thank you all for being here today. And Claude, I haven't forgotten you. I sometimes wonder if you are part of IBA or part of Appolo, but thank you for being here today. Dr. Jalali, Harshad, Dinesh, Dr. Srinivas, Sapna, Daya, all the seniors, and of course Mr. Sridhar, members of the media, all the participants who are part of this training program, Karan, everyone who's here today. I think, I was just thinking that the hall may be small, but it's extremely significant because it has held meetings which have really set us on the path of high performance, of clinical excellence, and more than anything else of coming together for training and joint exchange of knowledge and vision. And the Practicum is conducted here by a very efficient team, apart from many other events which we've had in this place. And I'm saying this because every time we do something, it shakes us out of a sense of complacency. And it says, it opens up the world, and it says that there is so much more which we can do. Because as Appolo, we have this mantra within ourselves that we don't do it for ourselves, but we do it for mankind and we do it for the rest of the world. So Your Excellency, by your presence here, you've actually motivated us to do so much more. So thank you for being here. It is said that alone we may falter, but together we are invincible. And in a way, there are many lessons from India as a country that we've come a long way. And today we are on a path, and we are charged, we are focused, we are motivated to be invincible. But having said that, as Indians, if we're on a journey of being invincible, we can never do it without partnerships. And we should never forget the fact that it is countries like Belgium and so many others who have really helped us and steered us on this course of being invincible. And I just got this info from the nation. I want to thank you as a country for that. That we were Belgium was the first one to even sign the bilateral treaty soon after we had independence. So after 1947, we were the first country who came and held our hands. So thank you, Your Excellency. And now India has so much of trade going on with Belgium. How can I forget the fact that we as Indians love chocolates? So it is chocolates. We also love our diamonds, so it is diamonds. But between chocolates and diamonds, there's a lot happening, which is precision instruments. And I think IBA is part of that. There is a lot happening in the area of defense. There is in chemicals, there is in many other facets of engineering. And today, how can we not look at the area of renewable energy, because we are living in a responsible planet, and agriculture. So it really covers the significance of partnership between both countries, that we're just not doing it in one specific area, but we have expanded the scope of how we can come together to serve mankind. And I think, to me, that is why I said that this small place is very significant, because it really means about coming together. We as a country have a huge agenda, and we do want to be a place where we heal in India. We want to be a place where we heal for India, and we want to be a place where we heal by India. So in all these three aspects, I think the collaboration of teaching, of working together fits beautifully. Because here, we have this very significant investment in the proton beam therapy, which is truly path-breaking. It's made a difference in over 1,000 lives. Having said that, it is a responsibility of an institution to take the learning further and to expand and get into collaborative modes of teaching. Because by teaching, you actually learn more. The physicists will say that if I have to teach a class, I have to read up and see a better way to do it. The clinicians do the same thing. So I think by getting into a mode of teaching and training, we're actually learning much more, and it's helping us contribute. So I'm glad that this partnership is happening. For those from overseas, from both the countries of Indonesia and Vietnam, for placing your trust in us and coming all the way, thank you all to the participants, because this is just the first step in a journey together. And I'm saying it's a journey together because we're just not going to stop with giving therapy to patients. There is a whole backup of research which Dr. Jalali is constantly looking at ways to do it. There is this whole world of AI, Gen AI, which I think the physicists will help us and will work with what is available globally, come up with new innovations so that we can be more precise in our treatment. And that's where I think the sheer volumes India is capable of producing. If we get into this area, we can actually give so much better. And I think the future is very exciting in that space. And I love saying that Heal by India, because it has become our destination for the countries which are, around. We treat patients from about 150 countries. Sometimes the developed countries like the US and countries far away like New Zealand, they've all come to us. And they've come to us because consistently the clinicians are performing on clinical excellence. And I think it goes all back to the fact that Chairman started Appolo because we needed to provide healthcare of the highest standards for our countrymen. So I think you've all together helped us keep up that promise. And I will promise His Excellency that the ties with your country will be deeper. It will not be restricted to just chocolates and diamonds. But I think we will work on research, innovation, more proton centers for sure. So there is so much which we can do together. And thank you all for taking the time out to be here. And I must say that to me, it's a small step in the right direction, but it is definitely a giant leap in the healing for mankind. Thank Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your enlightening words and commitment to healthcare excellence. I hereby call upon His Excellency Ambassador Didier van der Hessel to give a special address highlighting the enduring bilateral ties between Belgium and India spanning over the last 7 decades.
Good morning or good afternoon, everybody, and in particular, of course, Dr. Preeta Reddy, Executive Vice Chairperson of Appolo Hospitals Enterprises Limited, Mr. Harshad Reddy, Mr. Dinesh Madhavan, President of the Group Oncology International of the Appolo Group, Mr. or Dr. Rakesh Chalali, pleasure having you on the dais, and thank you for the briefing this morning and the tour of the facilities. And of course, my fellow citizen, Mr. Claude Dupont, representative of IBA here. Dear colleagues, the Embassy of Vietnam in Delhi, the Embassy of India in Indonesia, and the Embassy of India in Belgium. Very nice to have you online with us. One of the legacies of COVID is at least that we have joining people, as you said, online in our events and meetings nowadays. Dear members of the press, I say that with some nostalgia because I have been a spokesperson myself, so I've always been in touch a lot with press people, so good to have you here today. Indeed, in fact, Belgium was one of the first countries to recognize India in 1947. And it's something which still resonates with you, I hope, but also with, of course, Indian authorities all over the country. And politically, our relations have always been excellent. And we witnessed that in the culmination of the state visit in 2017, when Their Majesties the King and the Queen came to India. And meanwhile, contacts at the highest level have been continued with Ministers Jaishankar, Goyal and Chandrasekhar being received by our Prime Minister just last year in Brussels. And just a few weeks ago, our Foreign Minister also met with Minister Jaishankar in Munich in the margins of the security conference there. The world is in constant flux and ever more challenging, and Belgium, we are fully aware of India's growing role and importance. And as a founding member of so many multilateral organizations, we keep our channels with India wide open, on union level as well as on state level. And for me, it's a great pleasure to be here in Chennai for the first time on a working visit since my arrival, and I hope to be back quite soon. Belgium and India, we will keep the rhythm in our contacts. As our Foreign Secretary, we will come to Delhi in a few weeks from now for political consultations and for a joint economic commission, which will be held together with Luxembourg. But most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to announce here that in 1 year, a Royal Belgian Economic Mission presided over by Her Royal Highness Princess Astrid will come to India. And without any doubt, it will be one of the biggest Belgian economic missions ever. We expect several ministers and more than 300 companies to fly in. So it's quite clear that when we're talking about India, the impressive and consistent growth figures, the ambition to become the third economy in the world, the vast infrastructure drive, the thirst for innovation and strategic autonomy haven't clearly gone unnoticed in Belgium. So I was talking about India. Let me give you, please, maybe some numbers on Belgium that might surprise you. Somebody said we are a small country. That's true. I would say in surface we are small, and in number of inhabitants we are certainly small. But when it comes to our economic prestations, I would say, you might be surprised that we are ranking as the 25th economy in the world. So we are almost G20 material. G20 resonates a lot with an Indian public since the success of the G20 summit here in Delhi, of course, in September. But we almost made it to the G20, but with 11 million people, 25th economy in the world. When it comes to our bilateral trade with India, we rank the second within the European Union after Germany, with 15 billion euros of trade between Belgium and India. A lot has to do, I have to admit, with diamonds, of course, but we have a vast range of trade going on. And when it comes to investment in India, we rank as the 15th investor globally in India, with big companies such as AB InBev, Baker, Barco, still continuing to invest. And then the last statistic I would like to share with you, and very relevant also for the sector we are talking about today, is that in the EU, Belgium is the country with the highest research and development intensity. So the amount of R&D disbursement in Belgium by the private sector in 2021, for example, amounted to 218 billion euros. So the Belgian-Indian economic cooperation has a solid and historical partnership in many sectors, such as port cooperation, logistics, industrial manufacturing, tech and IT, chemicals, pharmaceuticals, food and beverage, and of course diamonds. We are very often associated, of course, with the chocolate and the beer and the diamonds. It's very important in our image, and I think it's a nice smoother of our relations. But nowadays, Belgium is a very innovative country, and that's also why we have identified with India a number of strategic sectors, which already were mentioned by the Vice Chairwoman of the group, to work with India on. And these 5 sectors are renewable energy, life sciences, defense, semiconductors, and space. In all these sectors, projects are going on, and we have state-of-the-art technology, research, and innovation going on. And announcements can be expected in the coming months and years in all these sectors. Considerable investment on their way to India, considerable transfer of technology as well. Coming to cooperation here with Appolo and presence of IBA here, I have a long-standing relation with IBA. I've been posted in other BRICS countries where IBA also has been and still is very active. But today I'm very proud to be here for, let's say, the launch of this training program. When it comes to the cooperation between IBA and the Appolo group, it's just more than buying technical, sophisticated equipment and running it here. It's the start of a vast cooperation. And I have been noting it during the briefings, a number of these elements, where Appolo has been chosen also by IBA to be partner in specific programs. There is an online proton therapy platform where only a few campuses and hospitals are connected to, where all information and research is uploaded, and Appolo is part of that. There are annual Proton Practicums being organized and given here by the hospital. And then, of course, there is now the Proton Beam training and education program. Would also like to point out that IBA has a permanent team here for the non-clinical operation of the installation, and that, of course, there is an eagerness from the hospital here also to work with Belgium and with other partners on academic research. So, a real pleasure to be here. I think it's a real example of Indian-Belgian cooperation in a non-traditional sector, or the sector we are not necessarily associated with, but one of these sectors where we have fantastic technology and innovation to offer, and where we're very happy that this cooperation will continue and will expand here with Appolo Group. So thank you very much, and all the best with the future of this training program and the future of the installation here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador, for your distinguished address and highlighting the long-standing partnership between our great nations. We've all read and seen a high volume of high-impact research coming from Belgian universities, and we look forward to your guidance and leadership in strengthening this collaboration between the two countries. May I request all the dignitaries in the dais to capture this moment of collaboration with a picture.
I am filled with both pride and happiness, as I'm sure you all are, for the collective efforts that have brought us together. The Appolo Proton Cancer Center has embarked on a pioneering journey to revolutionize healthcare in this part of the world as well as globally, and your presence here today signifies our shared commitment to advancing cancer care worldwide. We have also started a journey with the Appolo Practicum, Proton Practicum, as well as this program, to build expertise for this exacting technology, which is also very gratifying for the benefits that it gives to patients. A heartfelt thank you to His Excellency, the Ambassador Didier van der Hessen, for gracing us with your presence and for your insightful sharing about Belgium and the collaboration between Belgium and India. I'd also like to thank Mr. Dadan Hidayat, Minister Counselor at the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia in New Delhi, Mr. Bashir Ahmed, Deputy Chief of Mission from the Indian Ambassador in Indonesia, as well as Mr. Ashok Kumar, Advisor Industry and Engineering, Embassy of India to Belgium. Your presence here underscores the importance of international collaboration in healthcare. I'd like to thank Mr. Claude Dupont for his partnership for advancing global cancer care, and your partnership is deeply appreciated by all of us. Ms. Preeta Reddy has been instrumental in setting the tone of this hospital, whether it is placing the patient as being the most important person in this building, somebody who has to be treated as a fellow human being, or whether it is our strategic collaborative efforts. You have been the guiding force, and I would like to thank you for that. Mr. Arshad Reddy has been always a participant in our activities at the Proton Center, and we appreciate his participation as well as his leadership in taking the Proton program forward. Thank you very much, Harsha. Mr. Dinesh Bhagwan, of course, impresses all of us with his passion for oncology. I know this comes, which has very deep, a deep seed inside him, and we appreciate, your drive and passion for excellence in oncology. Dr. Rakesh Jalali has, of course, placed a pivotal role, and I can tell you, as somebody as a part of the faculty in the Proton Center, how much we value being here and being a part of this extremely vibrant academic atmosphere, and we have to credit him for taking sort of laying the groundwork for that. And of course, I must also thank all my colleagues, specifically Dr. Dayanand Sharma, Dr. Srinivas Chilkuri, part of the team that laid the foundation of this institution, and of course everyone else who has joined since and whose dedication and passion for oncology has brought this institution to where it is. I would also like to thank the IBA team, whose expertise we have so much, whose partnership in keeping this program going and having this kind of service, the uptime, and the bonhomie with which we have maintained it is really something very commendable and something that we value. I would at this point of time also like to thank the delegates from Vietnam and from Indonesia. We've had some very delightful and very insightful interactions over the last 2 weeks, and we thank you for that, and we hope that you have enjoyed the program. At this point of time, I would also like to thank the entire team at the Proton Center, all the oncologists, the medical physicists, the therapists, the nurses, the administrative staff, who have worked tirelessly to maintain the high standards of APCC, as well as to take this program forward. I would also like to thank the members of the media for being here today and earlier in our programs, and in taking our message to the rest of the world. And lastly, of course, we would like to thank, lastly but definitely not the least, I'd like to thank our patients and their families for having placed their trust in us. And in closing, let's take this moment to carry forward the spirit of collaboration and innovation that defines this event. And we hope that together we will continue to make strides in improving patient outcomes and shaping the future of cancer care. I'd like to thank you once again for your presence and support.
Before we end the ceremony, may I request the friends from media if they have any questions for any of our dignitaries. We'd be happy to take them if there are any. Please feel free to ask. If not, we will conclude this session, and we'll end the session with a group photograph with all our students, the students of the first clinical school. Please join us on the dais.
I am the Medical Director and Head of the Department of Radiation Oncology at Appolo Proton Cancer Center here in Chennai, India. Today is a very, very important and milestone day for Appolo Proton Cancer Center and Appolo in general. What we have done today is that we have formally conducted a training program for proton therapy for our trainees and doctors and physicists from other parts of the world. Proton therapy is a very important and sophisticated form of radiation technology and is a very important and emerging form of therapy for improving the lives of cancer patients and also improving their quality of survivorship. Proton therapy, however, is quite, it is very technically demanding, and for the last 5 years, we have treated 1,400 patients from several countries from all 6 continents of the world. We have been also conducting regular training programs over the last 5 years. We are particularly delighted today that His Excellency Mr. Didier, Ambassador of Belgium to India, graced the occasion today in Chennai because our proton equipment partner is a company called IBA, which is a Belgian company. Along with IBA and Appolo, we signed a memorandum of understanding last year that we will conduct training programs, and we are the second center, I believe, after University of Pennsylvania in the US, which the IBA has chosen for Appolo to train the people. We have doctors and physicists and radiotherapy technologists for the last 2 weeks from Vietnam and Indonesia who are going to start proton therapy in their countries to come here, spend time with our teams to learn the processes and nuances of proton therapy such that they can learn and train and collaborate with us from Appolo and IBA to start the proton therapy in their own countries. Proton therapy is likely to become a major cancer treatment in many parts of the world and including these countries such that the patients in these countries can also benefit from this technology. We would like to thank the media to carry this story forward and also disseminate this knowledge as much as possible. I now invite my colleague Dr. Shyam Sundar, consultant radiation oncologist, to also give us briefly in Tamil.
இன்னைக்கான மீட்டிங்கில் என்ன நடந்துச்சுன்னு சொன்னாக்கா நம்ம அப்போலோ ப்ரோட்டான் கேன்சர் சென்டர் ஸ்பெஷலிஸ்ட் கதிரியக்கம் ப்ரோட்டான் தெரப்பின்றது ஒரு நுணுக்கமான விதமான ஒரு கதிரியக்க முறை. ஸோ நம்ம வந்துட்டு யூஸ்வலாக எக்ஸ்ரே வச்சு கதிர்வீச்சு பண்ணுவோம். இதில் அதுக்கு பதிலாக ப்ரோட்டான் தெரப்பின்ற ஒரு நுண்துகள் வச்சு நம்ம வந்து கதிர்வீச்சு கொடுப்போம். இது வந்து உலகத்தில் இந்த பகுதியில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா இந்த சென்டரில் மட்டும்தான் இருக்குது. இப்போ தான் வந்து இதில் இன்னொரு சென்டர்ஸில் வந்துருக்கு இந்தியாவில். ஸோ இங்கே நம்ம இன்றைக்கி கிட்டத்தட்ட 1500 பேஷண்ட்ஸுக்கு மேலே ட்ரீட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். இந்த லாஸ்ட் 5 வருஷமாக இங்கே ட்ரீட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். ஸோ இன்னையோட முக்கியத்துவம் என்னன்னு சொல்லி பார்த்தீங்கன்னு சொன்னாக்கா உலகத்தில் மற்ற இடத்துல இருக்கிற கதிரியக்க நிபுணர்கள், மெடிக்கல் ஃபிசிக்ஸ் சார்ந்த நிபுணர்கள், இவங்களுக்கெல்லாம் வந்து ப்ரோட்டான் தெரப்பி பற்றி கற்றுக்கிறதுக்காகவும் அவங்க வந்து இங்கே ட்ரெயின் பண்ணிட்டு போகிறதுக்காகவும் நடத்தப்பட்ட ஒரு ஈவெண்ட்டாக நீங்கள் நடந்துருக்கு. ஸோ 2 பேட்ச் ஆஃப் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் செட் முதல் 2 பேட்ச் ஆஃப் ட்ரைனிஸ் வந்து போயிருக்காங்க. அதில் சில கதிரியக்க நிபுணர்கள் இருக்காங்க, ஃபிசிசிஸ்ட் இருந்திருக்காங்க, டெக்னாலஜிஸ்ட் இருந்திருக்காங்க. அவங்க எல்லாருக்குமே தியரட்டிக்கல் அண்ட் ப்ராக்டிக்கல் நாலேஜ் ஆஃப் ப்ரோட்டான் தெரப்பி நம்ம வந்து இந்த ஸ்கூல் மூலமாக கற்றுக் கொடுக்கணும். அதுதான்